భారత అంతరిక్ష పరిశోధన సంస్థ ఇస్రో మరియు ఎన్ఎస్ఐఎల్ వారు సంయుక్తంగా సతీష్ సెంటర్ షార్లోని మొదటి లాంచ్ ప్యాడ్ నుండి ఈరోజు ఉదయం 9:17 ప్రయోగించిన ఎస్ఎస్ఎల్వి D-3 రాకెట్ ప్రయోగాన్ని శాస్త్రవేత్తలు విజయవంతంగా ప్రయోగించి 450 కిలోమీటర్ల దూరం ఎత్తులో ఉన్న లో ఎర్త్ ఆర్బిట్ లియో ఆర్బిట్ EOS-08 అనబడే భూ పరిశీలన ఉపగ్రహాన్ని నిర్దేశిత కక్షలోకి ఇస్రో శాస్త్రవేత్తలు విజయవంతంగా ప్రవేశపెట్టారు. ఈ సందర్భంగా ఇస్రో చైర్మన్ డాక్టర్ సోమనాథ్ మీడియాతో మాట్లాడుతూ SSLV-3 రాకెట్ ప్రయోగ విజయం ఇస్రో శాస్త్రవేత్తల కలయిక విషయమని, ఈ ప్రయోగంతో స్మాల్ శాటిలైట్లను ప్రయోగించేందుకు ఇస్రో మరో అడుగు ముందుకేసిందని, ఈ SSLV రాకెట్ లాంచింగ్ల ద్వారా 500 కేజీలలోపు బరువు కలిగినటువంటి ఉపగ్రహాలను లియో ఆర్బిట్లోకి అతి తక్కువ ఖర్చుతో పంపేందుకు SSLV వాహనం ఉపయోగపడుతుందని అన్నారు. ఈ ఏడాది నవంబర్ చివరి వారం లేదా డిసెంబర్ మొదటి వారంలో గగన్యాన్ జీవన్ మానవ రహిత ప్రయోగాన్ని ప్రయోగించడం జరుగుతుందని, దానికి సంబంధించి అన్ని ఏర్పాట్లు శాస్త్రవేత్తలు ముమ్మరంగా చేస్తున్నట్లుగా చైర్మన్ చెప్పారు.
अब हम लगभग 1 मिनट 20 सेकंड की दूरी पर हैं उड़ान से। प्रथम चरण का प्रज्वलन शुरू होगा T0 पर। यह मिशन दक्षिणी पूर्वी दिशा का मिशन है। इस मिशन के पूर्ण परिपथ की ट्रैकिंग के लिए रडार स्टेशन में शार, त्रिवेंद्रम, पोर्ट ब्लेयर, सिंगापुर और यत्रगा स्थित रडार स्टेशन इस पर निरंतर नजर बनाए रखेंगे और हम तक वास्तविक समय पर यान की सभी गतिविधियों की जानकारी उपलब्ध कराते रहेंगे। ऑटोमेटिक लॉन्च सीक्वेंस सुचारू रूप से जारी है। अब कुछ ही समय पर हम देखेंगे प्रज्वलन।
-30 seconds.
Real time programs activated.
-25 seconds. -20 seconds. -15 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. +5 seconds.
Normal.
Superb liftoff of SSLV D-3 EOS-08 mission. Sleek rocket soaring to the skies.
जी हाँ, यह सफलतापूर्वक उत्थापन SSLV D-3 लॉन्च व्हीकल का
20 seconds.
और यह अपने उद्दिष्ट दिशा की ओर बढ़ चला है। सभी तंत्र सामान्य रूप से कार्य करते हुए।
Clear weather here in Sriharikota and a good visibility for the flying rocket.
+40 seconds.
यह तीसरी उड़ान SSLV की अपनी विश्वसनीयता सिद्ध करते हुए यह प्रमोचन यान निकल चला है अपनी उद्देश्य कक्षा की ओर।
The action time of SS1 is 115 seconds.
यहाँ प्रथम चरण का निष्पादन पूरी तरह सामान्य। इसका कार्यकाल लगभग 115 सेकंड का होगा। इस दौरान यह लगभग 2500 किलो न्यूटन का प्रणोद उत्पन्न करता हुआ यान को दिशा की ओर ले जा रहा है।
An altitude of close to 68 kilometers in 114 seconds.
+2 minutes.
Shar and Trivandrum tracking stations are currently acquiring the data.
Stage ignited. First stage separated.
जी हाँ, इस कड़ी में जैसा निर्धारित था द्वितीय चरण का प्रज्वलन शुरू हो चुका है तथा प्रथम चरण को सफलतापूर्वक यान से पृथक कर दिया गया है।
We now have the confirmation of the completion of action of first stage, its separation, and the second stage already has commenced its operation.
द्वितीय चरण भी ठोस नोदक पर आधारित चरण है। इसमें लगभग 7.7 टन का ठोस नोदक है और इस प्रज्वलन के दौरान 234 किलो न्यूटन का प्रणोद उत्पन्न कर रहा है।
The payload fairing has been separated from the ongoing launch vehicle. SS2 currently operational.
Plus 3 minutes.
यहाँ अब ऊष्मा कवच की कोई आवश्यकता नहीं रह गई है, जैसे कि यान घने वातावरण से बाहर जा चुका है,
Stage performance
तो इसे
normal.
यान से पृथक कर दिया गया है। सभी तंत्र सामान्य रूप से कार्य कर रहे हैं। वर्तमान में द्वितीय चरण SSLV का प्रज्वलनरत है।
Around 200 kilometers altitude. Shah, Trivandrum and Port Blair stations have currently the visibility of the flight path.
अब SS2 का कार्यकाल समाप्त हो चुका है, वह बंद हो चुका है। उसके साथ ही SS2 S3 कोस्टिंग फेज जारी है। यह कोस्टिंग फेज लगभग 163 सेकंड तक जारी रहेगा।
Vehicle is in combined hosting and performance is normal.
The second stage SS2 has completed its operation, but presently still with the ongoing rocket and combined coasting is in progress.
दर्शक दीर्घा में यह साफ दिखाई दे रहा है, उन्होंने भरपूर आनंद लिया है प्रमोशन का।
Plus 5 minutes.
SS2 SS3 का कोस्टिंग फेज जारी है। इस दौरान आपको उपग्रह के बारे में संक्षिप्त विवरण देते हैं। EOS 8 नवीनतम उपग्रह की दिशा में एक महत्वपूर्ण प्रगति का प्रदर्शन करने जा रहा है। इसमें संचार, बेसबैंड भंडार और पोजिशनिंग जैसे इलेक्ट्रॉनिक पैकेज को एकीकृत कर एवियोनिक सिस्टम तैयार किया गया है,
Vehicle performance normal.
जिससे यह बहुउद्देशीय एकल और सक्षम यूनिट बन गया है। इसमें कमर्शियल ऑफ द शेल्फ घटकों का इस्तेमाल कर कोल्ड रिडंडेंट सिस्टम तैयार किया गया है। इसके अलावा इसके स्ट्रक्चरल पैनल में ही इलेक्ट्रॉनिक सर्किट बोर्ड अंतर्निहित किया गया है। इसके अलावा इसमें बैटरी, ड्यूअल जिम्बल एंटीना, फेज एरे एंटीना और लचीला।
The satellite EOS 08 is significant also for a host of new technologies that will be demonstrated. Communication, baseband, storage and satellite positioning functions have been integrated into a single package using commercial off-the-shelf components. Its multifunctional structural panel having embedded battery and power electronics cards enables mass and volume savings. RFS package consists of LNAs, S-band and X-band filters, switches and solid-state power amplifier. Micro dual gimbal antenna, flexible solar panel, pyrolytic graphite sheet diffuser, plate and miniaturized phased array antenna are among the noteworthy new technologies.
SS3 का कोस्टिंग फेज जारी है। यह कुछ ही सेकंड में हम देखेंगे तृतीय चरण को यान से पृथक कर दिया जाएगा।
Third stage separated.
जी हाँ, इसकी पुष्टि हो चुकी है। तृतीय चरण को सफलतापूर्वक यान से
SR0 satellite separated.
और सबके लिए हर्ष का पल यहाँ पर रेंज ऑपरेशन डायरेक्टर ने कंफर्म कर दिया है। SR0 डेमो सेट पृथक हो गए।
Passenger payload also has been deployed.
But mission is continuing for VTM passivation. VTM passivation takes place in the non-visibility period approximately 420.217 second to 5367 second. VTM passivation status will be updated in the second orbit from Trivandrum Elementary Station approximately 5963 seconds. All the stations involved in operation shall continue with operations. Handing over to Mission Director.
This is Mission Director. The EOS 08 satellite as well as the SR0 satellite has been injected into the required orbit. This SSLV D-3 EOS 08 mission has been accomplished.
यहाँ इसके साथ SSLV D3 EOS 8 मिशन सफलता को प्राप्त करता है। आप सभी दर्शकों के लिए आपका दिन मंगलमय हो।
The third and final developmental flight of SSLV is successfully accomplished. SSLV, another arrow in ISRO's arsenal. We take leave from you. Up next is the address by Secretary to US, Chairman ISRO, Dr. S. Somnath and the mission executives. Thank you.
All of you have watched the live telecast of the mission from our control center. So I have nothing more to add than what you saw. It was a very successful mission. Everything went very nominally. As on today, with the data available, the mission has almost 100% success, with the satellite being placed in the correct orbit and all separation process happening nominally. And we are very happy about the completion of the development program of Sslv with this third development flight. You remember that the first launch was near miss. We could place the satellite in orbit, but the orbit was slightly a shorter one, leading to the re-entry of the satellite back into Earth at later some time. So after understanding that, we made corrections, and the second flight went very well. And after that, we have done this third development flight. Now, beyond this, the program is to manufacture and launch this rocket for commercial purpose. There are two routes for realizing and launching. There are satellites which will be launch vehicle which will be realized by NSIL in the interim period, where they will fund and realize the rockets whichever is required for commercial purpose. They will fund Isro to realize and supervise from industries and launch. After that, there is a technology transfer process which in space has started, and the technology transfer process will find out which industry consortium will take it up, and they will work with Isro for next 2 years to understand the technology and realize 2 vehicles as a process of technology transfer, and they will be launched commercially by NSIL. And after that launch, industry will be free to produce any number as they desire in their own facilities, and that is a plan, and whatever they cannot do, Isro will do. Otherwise, everything is supposed to be done by industry. So it is the first time a technology transfer of a satellite launched vehicle will happen in India, and we are hoping that this will really help the industries to scale their competence and capability to build a smaller rocket. I think all of you know that Sslv is designed with the industry in mind and not for Isro to continue to do, because we have bigger things to do. So, and we have designed it in a simple manner which is industry friendly for production and at lower cost and very short assembly time, integration time, testing time, and has an architecture which is more failure proof and use commercial off-the-shelf components. So there are many features that we have built into the rocket to make it very industry friendly, and we are hoping that there is a huge amount of interest, and they will come out with a good proposal finally, and the whole activity of industry technology transfer activities being initiated through InSpace. After they finalize the industry consortium, Isro will work with the industry for knowledge transfer, and NSIL will place orders on them for further launches. And coming to the satellite, this satellite is a micro satellite series, but with a lot of improvements. As already we have put up the detail in the website on what all features it has, and also very interesting 3 payloads. All details are already known to you, I don't want to repeat, and we are waiting for it to start functioning. Everything is going well in the initial phase, and post next 2-3 days of time, the satellite will become ready for imaging, and we will be able to show you the first of images very soon, I hope, if everything goes well. So thank you once again, and on the dais we have the directors of SDSC Shah, Rajarajan, Director of VSSC Sri Dr. Unikrishnan Nair, Director of URSA Sri Shankaran, the Director of LPSC Dr. Narayanan, the Mission Director Mr. Vinod, and the Director of the Spacecraft Project Avinash. So questions please. ISRO platform, launch pad. No, launch pad, there are 2 launch pads. One we have the one at Satish Dhawan Space Center, what we have here, and we are building new one at Thuthukudi, that Kulashegara, and that construction has just started, and it will take 2 years to commission. But up to that time, whatever launches are to happen, it will happen from Shah. But beyond that also, it need to happen from both Shah and Kulashegara, depending upon launch azimuth. You know, when you launch from Kulashegara, you cannot launch towards east because of Sri Lanka. You can launch towards south. So all southern launches can happen from Kulashegara, which will be more efficient. And launch like today, which is at 37-degree inclination, has to happen only from Shah, because we cannot make that launch from there. Can still be launched, but with a lower payload. So we will have to look at how sharing will happen. The polar launches will take from there, and others will happen from here.
That's one satellite launch late delay 18 months.
I didn't get the question.
It is a gap between treatment these days, like 18 months. So why it is?
No, that this vehicle is ready, it can be realized in every month, but it's a development process. It is not in production. So the production model is different than development model. In a production system, orders are given for tens and tens of rockets. So we will be able to produce in numbers like car production. If you are making one car, after that you are making second car, it will take 1 year. But if you are making 100,000 cars or 10,000 cars in one series, it will take very small time between them. So it is simply an issue of the planning process of production. Yeah, this much is enough for development program because we are in the process of development. But in the operation regime, it will be much shorter. Only, and ISRO will only help them to understand and use it. What we did is, first we wrote a request for RFI has been written, and we brought all the people who are interested to take up this technology. All industries came forward as consortia. We called all of them to ISRO. InSpace has organized it, had a 1 day long interaction to understand what are their issues of technology transfer, how to do it, our expectations of them, etc. So that dialogue is already over. So from that we understand there is a huge amount of interest to learn, and we also told them that it is a huge challenge to anybody to learn rocketry from scratch. It's not just manufacturing technology we are transferring the knowledge also of how things are done, not how how the drawings alone, but the knowledge behind it also we want to transfer. So that requires working with us. It is simply not a technology transfer document or a drawing that we are giving. They are coming inside ISRO, working with us and learning it. Technicians, supervisors, planning, designers, everybody will come. So we are actually teaching them how to build a rocket. And companies who have an ability to learn this with certain expertise. So we have cataloged what are the skills that industry should possess. They should not just a manufacturing industry, but should be an industry with a background in aerodynamics, thermal design, control system, electronics. Many domains are involved. If these domain skilled people are there, only then they can understand. So we have set of criteria. Our RFP documents talks about all these criteria, and we will look at criteria of manufacturability, their capability and facilities, and financial strength of the company, and many other factors we have put it. For each one of them we have put weightage and marks, which is public document, and based on that the companies will be shortlisted and final contract will be given. And they have to also pay for the technology transfer fee, and if they are willing to pay only, it will be given. And not meant for foreign companies.
Sir, in this particular satellite, in this particular mission, 175 kg payload class satellite. So, if you could just explain why is it that we did not utilize the max payload one? And also, was there a possibility of sort of utilizing the payload more by increasing the fuel and thereby increasing the life also of the satellite?
Simple. Its capability is still 500. So what we did is we have to put a dummy masses to design the whole vehicle. Otherwise, what will happen is, being a solid rocket, it can overperform. So if the payload is less. So what we did is we put the sufficient dummy masses to offset that part. It all happens with what is available at a given point in time for a mission. Every satellite cannot be ejected to any orbit. So at this point I have only this satellite. If there is a satellite weighing 500 kg is available, it would have been good, but it's not available. So I believe that when a rocket is designed, it is always designed for a very high capability, and based on demand it will be utilized.
So you are saying that 175 plus mass. So it was actually 500 kilos that flew, but it's the payload, operational payload is only 175.
Precisely.
Okay, thank you.
So the third payload, dosimeter, what it actually does with the Gaganyaan?
See, when you go to space, there are many radiations. Now, when you are on Earth, you are protected by atmosphere. The radiation coming from space contains radiation from sun as well as from cosmic radiation. So this radiation has different elements like the ultraviolet radiation that comes from sun, which also has different components, sensitive to human body and things like that. So we have different parts of that ultraviolet radiation that has to be measured, as well as particle radiations that will come, like gamma rays, etc. So this, if you are on Earth, you are protected by it. You don't have to worry about it. But once you go out of atmosphere, everybody is subject to this radiation. So when a spacecraft goes up and human beings are up there, they will be subjected to the radiation, especially when they are open to space. So this sensor will be put outside. It will measure in a typical orbital way what is the type of magnitude of ultraviolet radiation that can come, how much of the threshold of gamma ray radiation can come. It will measure so that we can take protective actions while we design spacecraft, or amount of exposure can be minimized. Okay.